Well, hello and welcome to Holmfell in the Lake District. We've come here to kind of scout this heather again. As you can see, it's out, which it wasn't this time last week when we went over to Northumberland. And also here to check out the new lens by Fuji for the GFX line, which is the 20 to 35mm wide angle. Fantastic addition to the lineup, and it's something that we haven't had for quite some time. Because we've had the 32-64, we had the 23mm, which was like a prime lens, which wasn't quite wide enough. Now we've got this one now, and it's made a big difference, I think. Just using this last few days here, I've seen a big difference in the field of view I can capture with it, which is amazing. Because until now I had the 35-70, and it's wide, but again not wide enough. This makes all the difference, and I think it'll be a great addition to the bag, to be honest with you. Now obviously when this lens is released, there's going to be a stack of videos out there giving you all the specs and all the rest of it. I'm not going to do that. I want to do more of an out in field video so you can see real world use. I think it's more important to kind of show how this lens is going to perform for you out in the wide landscape. So the reason I chose this location really is because it's a wide view and it's a wide scene, and there's lots to take in. You've basically got views 360 around here, so there was lots to kind of play with and experiment with this lens. So we've got a shot set up here. I'm going to take you to the back of the camera and try and walk you through what we're doing and what I'm trying to capture. Although the light isn't the best at the minute, it's still quite harsh, it's still kind of usable. Whether we can make it till golden hour later on remains to be seen, but we're just going to kind of experiment and see what we can get with the available light at the minute. So hopefully you can see the back of the screen now, if it's not reflecting too much. Off in the distance I've got the mountains in the background there. There's some quite interesting sky. We've got the heather in the foreground here, and then I've got this tree off to the left. Now with this lens at 20mm, I can get that tree in no problem whatsoever. However, with 32-64, it's cutting that tree off quite severely. I'll pop both of those images up so you can see the difference between both of them, but you can just see the difference that this wider field of view makes to the whole scene. So I'm just sitting around waiting for the light to develop now, and it's really handy to know that this lens takes an 82mm filter thread, so that's not going to be an issue. And I've also noticed with testing it with my case filters, there's no vignetting at all that I can see from the back of the lens. So the other feature of this lens is it's an internal zoom, so there's no increase in size as you zoom in and out. The lens also features an aperture ring, and it's also weather and dust resistant, which is really important for a landscape photography lens. So weight wise, the 20-35 is actually 750 grams, whereas the 32-64 is 874 grams. So it's actually a bit lighter as well. And they're both going to fit in the same sort of size slots in your camera bag as well, which is really handy to know as well. So you can swap them around, no problem at all. So the other thing to note with this lens in particular is it's actually an f4, which is f2.8 in full frame terms. So you're probably going to get away with this lens for bits of astro and stuff like that, as well as everything else. Really handy little lens this, and it's definitely going to be part of my kit, I think. So as you can maybe see now, the light's gone really flat. And there's nothing much happening. We're going to hang around till sunset tonight, but it's just going to be a dead evening, I think. To top that off, I'm absolutely covered. We've been getting covered in ticks up here all day. I've been trying to get rid of them all day, and it's obviously a really bad area for it. So yeah, we're going to head back down. We came up through a bit of a forest, so I'm going to look for a bit of a forest scene down there and see what else I can find on the way back down to the car. I'll catch up with you in a little bit. Well, hello guys. So today it's the next day, obviously, because yesterday on the way down to the woods there, we just couldn't find anything to photograph at all. So I've come out today to Hadrian's wall. It's kind of a moody, dramatic sky today, so I thought we'd have a bit of a look around here and see what we can get with this wide-angle lens. Let's get going. Now, I've been up here numerous times before and I thought this would be the ideal place to test this lens. Again, another wide scene to take in. You've got the wall as kind of a nice anchor point leading the way down. There's a nice sort of curve in the wall down there and it goes up onto a hill, and then you've got all those moody, dramatic skies beyond there. Really beautiful tonight. It's always windy up here though, it's always blowing a gale, so apologies if you're getting wind noise, but just the way it is up here, you're exposed, you're right on the ridge top, and there's nothing really for miles in front of you. So yeah, I'm going to have a look around, see what's going to work best. As I say, I have shot this before, but I'm going to try a different perspective this time and try and make the most of this wide angle lens. So yeah, so I've got the wall coming in from this side, leading all the way down there. You've got the nice dip in the bank here, and then it goes up the hill and round the corner, and then obviously you've got all of that moody, dramatic sky over the back there, and it's looking absolutely stunning at the minute. You're getting rays coming down in the distance there, and this is the thing with the wide angle lens, I can get all of this in, and it was kind of a struggle before. You had to get quite a way back, and you couldn't really kind of get into the right position where you wanted to be, and having this lens has kind of opened all this up to me, especially with the GFX system. It's just opened it all back up, so hopefully I should have no problem with glare on the back of the screen today, so it's so murky. But I've got a couple of shots in mind. So you've got all these dark clouds, ominous clouds, lovely texture in the back just along the top section there. I've got the wall coming in from the right hand side corner, leading down the hill into the centre of the frame, and then up the hill again and off into the distance. And I think that leads you down the hill and back up and back into the sky quite nicely, so it kind of leads you through the frame. Kind of a leading line. It really nice. I mean, that's the kind of thing with these with Hadrian's wall. There's loads and loads of leading lines to use. So that's my first shot. I'm going to use that as that kind of pano mode again and try and get that in. I really like it. You've got the trees off to the right hand side as well. Works really well there. Now, as well as that shot, I've got another one in mind, and it's rather than having the pano shot, I'm going to go full width 4x3. And the reason why I want to do that is I want to capture all these rocks below me here, and I'll bring you to the back of the camera and kind of show you what I mean with that. So what I actually like with this shot, because you've got more of the foreground in and more of the sky kind of almost leaps in towards you. And down in the bottom section here, you've got these rocks, which you couldn't see before. But this is why I love wide angle and why I missed it so much on the GFX system, is that you can really emphasize these foreground elements. Now, probably with the 35 to 70, there's no way I would have got that in without getting really low to the ground. But with having this wide angle, 20mm, not a problem at all. And it's just, I can't tell you how nice it is to have that back again. So now that I've got that shot, what I'm going to try is maybe a long exposure, try a 10-stop filter and try and draw those clouds into the viewer, because the wind's coming towards me now, so I think the clouds are going to actually move in towards me, and that can really make a nice dramatic image. Now with that shot, because it's a little bit more difficult, you've got that bright bit of sky back there, you've got rays coming down as well, And obviously putting that 10-stop filter on, what's happening is that it's blowing that section of sky out. So what I've done is, I've taken a shot for the sky using the 10-stop filter to draw it in, and then I've taken another shot taking the filter off just for that brighter section at the back there, and I'll kind of mask the two together so that I don't lose all that detail in that bright patch back there. But actually the streaks coming towards you have worked really, really well on the back of the camera anyway, at least, and it looks really, really dramatic as this comes in. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it's helped seeing this lens out in the field. It's a great, fantastic new lens from Fujifilm, the 20-35 wide angle, something that we've really sorely missed. Thanks so much to Andreas from Fujifilm UK for getting this out to me. Again, I hope it's been a help to you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.